Last up is topic 4, which is an application. And I love these application problems. They're usually some type of word problem where you're taking what you've learned and you apply it to something kind of real world. So let's go ahead and do that. For this video, we're going to look at area and perimeter of a rectangle. So remember, the area of a rectangle can be found by multiplying the length times the width. And then the perimeter of a rectangle can be found by taking 2 times the length and adding it to 2 times the width. So if you look at example 4, it says find the area and perimeter of the figure below. Well, of course, we're going to throw in some radicals just to give you a way to practice basically adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing radicals. So in this case, we have the length of a rectangle and the width of a rectangle. And we're told to find the area and then find the perimeter. So we're going to find the perimeter first. So remember, perimeter, that's just the distance around the rectangle. Well, that's going to be 2 times your length plus 2 times your width. Well, our length is the square root of 21 plus 1 plus 2 times the width, which is the square root of 21 minus 1. So thank goodness we just learned how to multiply radicals, huh? So we're going to go ahead and distribute a 2 through both of these expressions. So distribute the 2 through the length, distribute the 2 through the width, and then combine like terms. So perimeter is going to equal 2 times the square root of 21. So that's 2 square root 21. And then 2 times 1, which is 2. Then for the second expression, I have 2 times the square root of 21. So that's just 2 square root 21. And then I have 2 times negative 1, which is negative 2. So let's see if we can simplify anything. And we can. I notice I have 2 minus 2. Those terms just cancel to become 0. Okay. And then I have like radicals. 2 square root 21 and 2 square root 21, those are like radicals. And when you have like radicals, you just treat them like terms. So kind of in your mind, temporarily pretend that the square root of 21 is a variable. If I have 2 of some variable plus 2 more of some variable, I have 4 of that variable. So even though the square root of 21 is not a variable, we treat it like that. So we would get that the perimeter is 4 square roots of 21. And that's it. That's all there is to it. So you just have to understand the formula for the perimeter and then throw in the radical expressions that represent the length and the width. Okay. Now, when it comes to finding area, area is length times width. So for us, area is going to be the square root of 21 plus 1 times the square root of 21 minus 1, that being the width and then the length, or the length first and then the width. All right. And if you notice here, we have conjugates. I have the exact same terms, but in one case I'm adding, in the second case I'm subtracting. So we can take that conjugate shortcut. The conjugate shortcut, instead of having to do the full like FOIL method, we can just multiply the first terms and then we can multiply the last terms and then simplify. So when I do that, the square root of 21 times the square root of 21, those are the first terms. That's the square root of 21 squared. And then the last terms are 1 times negative 1, which is just minus 1. And then this is something that's really, really important. The square root of 21 squared. When you have a square root and then you square it, the exponent of 2 and the square root, they just unravel each other. So you end up left with just the radicand. So we get a equals 21 minus 1, or a equals 20. And we don't know what the units are, so let's say this. Let's just say this is plain old units. With area, remember it's always units squared. And with perimeter, it's just plain old linear units. So we would get 4 square root 21 units for the perimeter and 20 units squared for the area.